We are washed. Hallelujah. Amen. Let's have a seat. We're going to take our seat offering. We are going to bless the Lord. We're going to bless the Lord today. The Bible says when we come into His house, there's something that God has in store. God has something in store. You might not know it, but He has something in store. He said, "Eye has not seen, nor ear heard, neither has He entered into the heart of man the thing that God has prepared for them that love Him." The thing that God has prepared for them. So it is the lover of God that have access to great things, or the things that are prepared. The lovers. It is not everybody. Not to those who go to church, not to those who are giving their life to Christ. It is to the lover. The lover. The eyes have not seen what God has prepared to the lover. So I say, I am a lover of God.
I am a lover of God.
Say, I love God.
I love God.
And I prepare something for Him.
And I prepare something for Him.
Let's be on our feet together as we take your offering. Just tell the Lord, say, Father, this is my offering of love. This offering of love. Father, because I love you, I have brought this offering before your presence today, so that I can receive the offering of lovers, so that I can receive what God is having for lovers. Lord, I brought the offering of love, entitled to receive what God is having for lovers. For what God is having for His lover, the thing that eyes have not seen, bring it with my mind. Lord, I brought this offering of love, so that I can receive the blessing of the lover of God. Let me begin to pray that Lord, I brought the offering of love. I brought the offering of love. This is the offering of my love, because I love you. Therefore, I brought this offering that God, in His power, God, in His anointing, God, in His authority, will release into my spirit, will release into my soul. Limanta kapala kadema saida limante kishiga bayakada kapina la ura itapana maswa kaka aminoskoliaka. Lord, therefore I command the thing that the eyes have not seen to be manifest in my life as I release this offering. I declare by faith the thing that eyes have not seen, the thing that mind have not conceived. Lord, I command it to be released into my life as I let this offering go into the house of the Most High God. As I let this offering go into the kingdom of my Lord, I believe, Father, and I receive by faith. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed.
Amen.
I heard God in my voice says, I will do things that will amaze you immensely.
Amen.
Because of this night. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. So we're going to bless Him with our offering. Thank you, Lord. We bring a sacrifice of praise into the house of the Lord. We bring a sacrifice of praise into the house of the Lord. As we offer unto you, unto the Lord, the sacrifices of thanksgiving. As we offer unto you, the sacrifices of praise. My hands are blessed. My hands are blessed. With the blessings of the Lord. With the blessings of the Lord. My hands are blessed. My hands are blessed. With the blessings of the Lord. With the blessings of the Lord. Anything I touch. Anything I touch. Surely must be blessed. Surely must be blessed. My hands are blessed. With the blessings of the Lord. Blessings of the Lord. Father, we thank you because of brought the seed before you right now. Amen. We pray that you receive it and make it a blessing in the name of Jesus. Amen. Father, because we love you, therefore we are produced and we have brought this offering. Amen. And Father, your word said the eyes have not seen nor ear heard, neither has entered the heart of man the thing that God has prepared for His lover. Amen. Lord, therefore, because we are loving you, therefore we are entitled and we are positioned to receive what He has not heard, what eyes have not seen, what has not been conceived into the mind of man, to be taken place, to be released, to be deposited into every life right now. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Amen. Father, we receive because we believe in your words. Amen. And your word is settled to deliver declare things people have never seen before. Amen. Father, we say we receive in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Father, the offering has come to Christ Nation Ministries and declare that this thing shall be a blessing in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Amen. This offering shall change lives and begin to do supernatural in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. And the Lord will multiply this seed. Father, to do thousands of work for the glory of God. Amen. We believe and declare by faith. Amen. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. Let's jump our hands together. Don't give me a round of applause. Glory to God in the highest. Hallelujah. Amen. You may have your seat. Good evening, everybody.
Yes, sir.
God bless you today that you are in the house of the Lord.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to see you here.
Yes, sir.
Now we're moving forward in the topic which commenced. We are now in part 3, commenced almost 3 weeks ago. Winning the battle of the mind. Part 3. Winning the battle of the mind. Winning the battle of the mind. Everlasting Father, I come before your presence right now to speak this word undiluted. And I pray for the light to shine inside my heart, the light of the Spirit, the light of the Word, to deliver mighty and glorious things, to make a dynamic change. As the word goes forth, there shall be move of God, there shall be power of God, and every confiscated mind, every captivated mind will be released now in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And every battle in the mind, in your mind, and every battle of the mind from outside towards you, I decree, as you hear this word, you begin to win in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Father Lord, I brought myself to speak this word before your presence. I pray that none of me but all of you, Lord, fill this body, fill this temple with your glory, and let this mouth speak of your mysteries. In Jesus' mighty name, I have prayed.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Winning the battle of the mind. The mind is the center of the life of mankind. The mind. And it's a war zone. The mind is a war zone. The mind is a war zone. And that is the reason why you need to know how to win the battle inside your mind and the battle from the mind of others. The battle from the minds of others. You know, thoughts, the science says, thoughts is faster than light. Thoughts is faster than light. And that's the reason at times you pick up some, strange signal when people are thinking something or thinking bad about you. Why? Because it goes first into your spirit. It doesn't go to your body, it goes into your spirit. So when you can now understand that, then you have the capacity to fight and win. You can't win unless you fight. People like to win, but they don't like to fight. It's a big error. You can't win unless you fight. Failure is not in what you do, but is in your mind. You can never fail until you conceive failure. You can never fail until you conceive failure. You can never fail until you conceive failure. Somebody say, I reject every failure conception in my mind.
I reject every failure conception in my mind.
When you begin to see the result of failure in action, it was not the first step. That was the last step. The first step was planning and prepare, and then ready for conception, and then conceive, and then give birth. So when you see failure, that was not the beginning of failure. That was the result of failure. The failure you see is the result. Your mind is full of pictures. Your mind is full of pictures. You fail because the image in your mind, the image That is what released failure. I came from a family, my father has 18 children. And we are all bombasted with voodoo, crosses, horn, voodoo clothes. And it's not fake. I've seen it. But because I will not conceive that in my mind, I always say there's something bigger than this voodoo as a child. There's something bigger than this voodoo. This voodoo will not terminate my life. There's something bigger than this voodoo. There's something stronger. There's something stronger as a child. So all my brothers and sisters are, terrified. But I always say, no, there's something stronger than this voodoo. So this voodoo will not work on me. Will not work on me. It's a mind concept. I was not born again. But I was not at the side of the voodoo. I was not at the side of the voodoo. And when you refuse to be at the side of the failure, then your mind will not conceive failure. Somebody say, I step out of the side of failure.
I step out of the side of failure.
When your mind is, free from it, then it won't have any effect on you. The failure is what happens when the picture is engaged. The mind is full of pictures. It's full of pictures. The mind is full of pictures. You fail because of the image in your mind, the image that you see. The image that you see. Oh, this thing cannot happen. As you say it, it becomes image. It becomes image. As you say it, immediately you say it, it becomes image. Let's go to Number chapter 13, verse 33. Number 13 and verse 33. Numbers chapter 13 and verse 33. And there we saw the giants, the son of Anak, which come of the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshopper. And so we were in their sight. We saw ourselves as grasshopper. How? Where is the picture? In their mind. Oh, this is too big for me. I can't make it. There's a picture of that word. What does not appear to man as letter. What appears to man as picture. It's not letters. If I say lion, you will not see L-I-O-N. Some people doesn't even know the spelling of, so they can't see letters. There's some people, ask them the spelling of some things. They don't know how to spell it. So which means, and they know what you are talking, but they don't know the spelling. So which means, words are not letters, but pictures. That is why in the elementary school, when they are teaching young pupils, they put pictures, a lot of pictures. When you go to elementary school, they have a lot of pictures. Why? Because they can only understand by the picture they see. It's the picture they see that they grasp. They don't know the letter. So they say A for apple, and then you see the apple. B for banana, you see banana. So, but the children are not looking at letters. They are looking the picture. They're looking the picture. So he said, in the sight of the people, we saw ourselves as grasshopper, and so we were in their sight. So the image in your mind that you have printed is what you project. The conceived image in your mind is what you will project. The conceived image. And that is why they believe they cannot because they saw themselves as a grasshopper. So what is grasshopper is going to do in front of giant? That was already settled the case. So failure is not in action. They have not even fought. They have not even used sword. Failure is not in action. Failure is in the mind. We saw ourselves. We saw ourselves. So there's a picture in the mind. So I pray today that every failure picture in any area of your life will be changed to success picture in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Successful picture will give you capacity to thrive. Successful picture will make you thrive. It won't let you be lazy. Laziness is not in the body. People thought people are lazy, their body is lazy. No, it is their mind that is lazy. They picked a picture in their mind that how will it be if I lay on bed? They have the picture. They don't have the picture of how can I walk. And if you started changing the picture in your mind, you would start winning the battle. If you imagine it, it will not be restrained. If you can imagine it, it will not be restrained. There can be an attack, there can be opposition, but it will not be restrained. It will not be cancelled. It can be delayed, it can be postponed, but it will not be cancelled. So the picture in the mind is a force, supernatural force. That is why the devil brings dreams to people. The devil let people dream their destruction, to pregnate it in their mind. And when it enters their mind, then they will be planning to give birth to it. So that's the reason why people have nightmare. Nightmare is an approach to the mind. It's an approach to the mind. And if you conceive it, then it becomes a baby. Approach to the mind. We saw ourselves as grasshopper, and so we were in their sight. You can never be different from what you see in your mind. Somebody else cannot see you different. Somebody else cannot see you different. If you see people mishandling you, you have already seen the picture of mishandle in your mind. You cannot be raped until you see yourself raped, object of rape. You cannot be raped until you see yourself as object of rape. Somebody say, but they don't think of it. No, the picture is there. It's only that they have not been analyzed. There are many pictures in your mind that you have not analyzed, but you have stored them. They are in storage. And they are waiting for analytical process. So most of the things that happen to man, failure, accident, trouble, problem, it is out of their imagination. And your imagination will draw it into reality. Imagination draws it into reality. If you imagine it, it will not be restrained. Genesis chapter 11 and verse 6. Genesis chapter 11 and verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now, look at it, God is one speaking. And now, nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined. Which they have imagined to do. You can't do what you have not imagined. You can't do what everything you are doing is a product of your imagination. Everything you are doing is a product of your imagination. You cannot do what you have not imagined. Somebody say, but what about people that have been pushed, that have been, used voodoo on? No. Voodoo cannot work on you. You see, some people, they use voodoo on them, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Because they are not ready to conceive it. They are rejecting it instantly. My father, the Lord told me, he said, don't look at that area. Don't look at that area. You go and do something opposite. Don't look at that area of what voodoo woman is doing. and I was, empowered. We'll look at it. And that will not make it work. Why? When you look at it, your mind will pick it. But that doesn't mean you should ignore it. Do something opposite it. You know that it's there, but don't fix on it, but do something to stop it. Do something to stop it. God saw the mind picture. God, he saw the mind picture. I mean, if you look at 11:6 again, God saw the mind picture. God saw the mind picture of the people. He said, God said here, he said, and this they begin to do. They begin to do. They begin to do. And now, nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. God saw their imaginations. He saw what is in their, he saw the picture in their mind. And God knows because the picture is in their mind, I can't stop them. So you have to discover the mental force. The power of your mental force. Your mental force is not just your brain. Otherwise, the Lazarus will not remember. The rich man will not remember. Because the Bible said, Jesus was telling them the proverb. He said there was a rich man and there was a poor Lazarus. And the poor Lazarus was mishandled by the rich man. He said, so both of them died. And the poor man was on Abraham's bosom. And the rich man was in hell. And then the rich man remembered. How can he remember? The brain has been eaten up by moth in the earth. Where is the memory coming from? Spiritual. Your memory is not what you will have here. Your memory is a spirit. And so God said, now, if they put the picture in their spirit, nobody can stop them. Even me can't stop them, because that is how I create the mind. I create the mind. If the mind can come to that level, it will be impossible to restrain it. The man cannot be restrained. Because I made it so. So God saw the picture of their mind. And when that picture is devilish, what are you going to do? The picture in their mind was just a normal picture of building. But what about now? When a picture is evil, you need to fight the evil picture of your mind. You need to fight the evil picture of your mind. The evil picture. Verse 5. Genesis 11:5. And the Lord came down to see the city from their mind. The Lord came down to see the city. The city was not the building. The city was from the mind. Then they put it out of them. The Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. He came to see the city and the tower which they built. And this was the product of the mind. The product of the mind. I have a picture in my mind that I'm going to build a city. You see, somebody might laugh. Say, you, look at where you are now. But the picture is strong. And nothing can delete it. Why? Because it is godly. Oh, when your picture is now godly, it becomes strong. The devil will fight it. The devil will try to fight you, but it is strong. And that is why you need to fight evil picture too. Because any picture in your mind is strong. Any picture that is inside your mind is strong. The picture to rape is strong. You don't know how many, when they begin to investigate the what do they call them? The pedophile. When they begin to investigate them, you see, they have the picture in their mind when they were in secondary school. Secondary school. And they could not bring it to pass until when they are now in university. The picture is strong. You can't delete it without a strong power from God. That's why when they release prisoner from prison, he get back to crime again. The prisoner most of the prisoner, at least 80% of prisoners get back to the prison. Check. 80% of the prisoners get back to the prison. Unless they get in contact with church or with discipline in their mind. So the picture in your mind, which is evil, must be dealt with. You have to deal with it. The picture in your mind which is set back, you have to deal with it. The picture in your mind which is destructive, you have to deal with it. You have to win that battle. And you can win that battle with God. You can win that battle with God. You can win that battle with God. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 19. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 19. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts. That is the mind. Look at it. That is how people commit this crime. Out of the heart proceed evil thoughts. Now, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemous. It's from the mind. It's from the mind. Blasphemous. People that will just blaspheme you. Thefts, adulteries, fornications. It's from the mind. When that picture is there, you need power to get it out. And thank God today, we have the power of God to get those bad pictures out of the mind.
Amen.
Every bad picture will be deleted today.
Amen.
And good picture from God will replace their mind.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Amen.
These are the battle of the mind. These are the battle of the mind. He said, for the people of here are not carnal. Are not carnal. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principality. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Against principalities. So these are the battle of mind. This battle. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts. So we say in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Every evil thought.
Every evil thought
From my mind.
from my mind.
Be deleted now.
Be deleted now.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
I mean, Jesus knows. Jesus is more than science. What kind of science? He's more than science. Out of your heart, the mind. And when you conquer one side of the mind, the devil will try to go to another place. Okay, now devil knows kind of like, for me now, devil cannot use adultery to trap me. He will find something else that I've not studied well. They think the picture that you know correct, when the devil know you know correct, so he's not going to come near that. So that is why you do not just stop in that picture that you know. You get your full mind to be free from evil thoughts, evil pictures. So when the devil sends new one, you won't stay. Even the one you don't know. The devil is very clever now. You think the devil will tempt somebody who is talking of some sin for years. He knows that he will not do it. So we'll try to find another thing to trap that person. So, but when your mind is full of the picture of light, then darkness can't enter there. The problem and attacks from people are from their minds. People that fight you, they are not the one that fight you. People that hate you, they are not the one that hate you. It was a conception in their mind. The mind has conceived it, and they begin to nourish it. That is when people begin to think deeper about evil that they are going to do to someone. They begin to think deeper. So you are not fighting just a normal person. You are fighting the mind of the person. So if you can defeat the mind of your enemy, you have defeated all his power. You can defeat the mind of your enemy. Somebody say in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Every mind that is going against me.
Every mind that is going against me.
I bring you to the obedience of Christ now.
I bring you to the obedience of Christ now.
And I cast down every imagination.
I cast down every imagination.
Hallelujah. Amen. You know, imagination is image national. Image that have been, concluded. Imagination, image that cannot be just let go. Psalm 38 and verse 12. Psalm 38 and verse 12. They say also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my heart speak mischievous things and imagine deceit all the day long. That is the weapon that enemy uses. They imagine deceits, not one day, not 2 days, all the days long, and that is how they succeed. So why is it that Christians cannot imagine success all the day long? Why can Christians cannot imagine destruction of the evil mind all the day long? That your mind is just contrarily going against the attack of any mind. If the wicked is a price, and the wicked are ready to pay the price. All the day long are they imagine deceits. They seek after my life, lay snare for me, and they that seek my heart speak mischievous things. And imagine, because they speak it doesn't come to pass, so they brought into my imagination. And you die, it didn't die. Okay, they begin to imagine it because the word has not produced. So they begin to nourish it. When they imagine evil or deceit, the person will be injured. Imagination is it's kind of like a lightning that goes out and targeted the place. So when the picture is released, it's good for. So when we are not prepared for it, thank God we are prepared now. You can't escape the injury that their imagination will cause. But why do you think the Bible says you should cast down imaginations? You think they're ordinary? A lady was in our church. We can't see any voodoo with her. But she has psychic power. So a lady came to visit them and was rejoicing. She just got pregnant 3 months. And she used imagination to bring the baby down. She said she was just sad that she was happy. I said, because of the baby. And she said she was thinking, the baby will come down now. If within 1 hour, the baby will come down. She was thinking, the baby will come down. And that one was talking, para. It's not good to talk too much. You talk, wait, close your mouth. Think. She was just thinking, para. Because she was so happy, so joyful, para. You see, where there's much talk, there will be much sin. Para. And she was quiet. She was quiet. She was not talking. She was just watching conversation. And they will say, oh, you don't talk. You say, I don't know what to say. Because he's busy. And then within 30 minutes, the woman having discomfort and rushed to the toilet. Somebody say in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
From today. Every evil imagination.
From
anywhere. Towards me. I cast it down now. I mean, the Bible cannot be fake. The Bible cannot be fake. I mean, even science believe that there's a science woman, Caroline Leaf. She's born again. She's from South Africa. You are a white woman. And she's a neurosurgeon. a scientist. And then she's talking about the power of your mind. The power of your mind. And with Bible support. Not just, and with science clarification. The power of the mind. You don't see people when people are in coma. They are not dead. Their mind is working. And people that know how to speak to the mind, people that know mind, you cannot just bring every Christian here. Christian saying you pray in the name of Jesus. No. You speak to the mind. When you speak to the mind will give back energy to the body. And that's what the science was saying. That look, when people have this problem, and then so just know that the person hates you. She might not be a witch, she might not be a wizard, but she has power of the mind. But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Then verse 5, he said, casting down imaginations. And every eye thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bring into captivity what? Every thought to the obedience of Christ. Thought is different from imagination. Thought is not imagination. These are two things. Cast down imagination and every thought. Imagination is an image that has already been created. Thoughts is processing. So God said, cast down imagination, because if you don't cast down imagination, it will be what has been imagined. It cannot be restrained if you don't cast it down. God cast down their imagination, and that's how you can restrain them. So you cast down imaginations. You deal with it in the spirit, you cast it down. So I said, in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
I cast down today.
I cast down today
Every evil image.
every evil image
Over me and my children.
over me and my children.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
They are evil image. That is why there's nightmare. Because the devil knows if you don't see the picture, it is difficult for you to, to be brainwashed. So you bring the picture in the night. And then you wake up. I dreamt. The devil is trying to bring the picture into your spirit. So, but when you cast it down, it can't stand. The mind which controls you naturally is carnal, and it is against God. The mind that controls you. You know, some people's mind are their gods. Some people's mind, it took full control of them. So you have to have authority over your mind. That is your will. Your will. Your natural will. It's the picture of your image, and it deposits into your will balance. And your will now begin to dictate. We need to get that. You have to get that. You have to get that. You don't see how many Africans die in the sea. Because the picture in image, I must get to Europe. That is where life is. That is where people are making it. I must get to Europe. Abraham also was going to Egypt. God said, don't go there. Egypt was like America by that time. Don't go to Egypt. What? Don't go to Egypt. Your prosperity is not in Egypt. Isaac was already, Isaac was saying, don't go to Egypt. Why? Because of the picture. Oh, that place is nourished. Oh, this is a green grass. Oh, everybody is making it there. I must also go there. That is a picture. And that picture becomes very strong. And will make you to do anything to get there. To kill people, to destroy lives, to cheat people. That image is strong to make you do anything. Why? Because it controls you. So you must be able to have a successful picture from God, which God's Spirit drives. Successful picture from God, which God's Spirit drives. So you are not agitating. You are not in trouble. If it comes to pass, you are not in trouble when it will come to pass because the Spirit is driving it. So he said, I refuse to be controlled by my mind. People that are in prison is their mind, and you don't know when they lock the gate, bam, and then their brain will open. They say, yeah, why did I do that? They begin to eat their hair. And I have done it. But God, you are under control of their mind. Control the mind. Control the mind. Many things you can't do with your mind, especially when your natural mind. You can't do with your natural mind. Natural mind has less power. So when natural mind is controlling you, then, and you subject to it, then you become a slave of the mind. And many people are slaves of their mind. There's no another person who is enslaving them. It is their mind that enslaves them. I must succeed. Oh, I must make it. No, I must make it. I must make it. It is the mind that is telling you you must make it. But when you say God wants me successful, God wants me to make it, then your mind is subjected to the Spirit of God. God wants me to make it. It is God's pleasure for me to succeed. I must succeed because that is the pleasure of God. So that is it's no more natural mind, but the mind of Christ. I must do the work of my Father when it is day. Night cometh when no man walketh. So Jesus was talking, the work of my Father, not my work. What is the one doing it? But he called the work of the Father. God, the work of the Father. Romans chapter 8 and verse 7, please. Romans chapter 8 and verse 7. He said, because the carnal mind is enmity against God. The carnal mind. Oh, that is a preaching of itself. The carnal mind is enmity against God. For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. It's not subject to the law of the Spirit. It's not subject to the law of God's prosperity. The carnal mind is enmity against God. So when your mind is controlling you, this is what you have to win this battle. Because you are not fighting anything, but you are fighting God. Your mind is dealing with God. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Say, I decree now.
I decree now.
Let my mind be subjected to the law of God.
To the law of God.
Amen.
Amen.
That is what makes you succeed and successful in life. But the carnal mind. Anybody have another translation? What is your translation say?
Romans 8, 7. So that is because the mind of the flesh, with its carnal thoughts and purposes, is hostile to God. For it does not submit itself to God's law. Indeed, it cannot.
The mind of the flesh. Mind of the flesh. So it's not subject to the things of the Spirit. And you know, everything comes from the Spirit. So, but then the mindset, I don't want to go through the Spirit. I want to find a different way. Because it's not from God. That mind is carnal. That mind is devilish. And you start to you see many people, they become callous. They can kill their mother for money. Callous. Because they must get the money. They can kill their children for money. Callous. They can cut their fingers for money. The mind is overruled. The carnal mind is enmity to the law of God, the law of prosperity, the law of faith. The law of the spirit is enmity against those laws. Is it for what? Is it the law of the spirit of life in Christ Jesus has set me free from the law of sin? I don't believe that. Let's go and find a protection for ourselves. Let's go and find protection. Let's go to Baba. Baba say, go and bring a newborn baby. We are going to use him for sacrifice for you. You say, yes, I'm ready, Baba. Carlos, newborn baby, a day old. Just for you to be protected. Why? Because you have lost the law of the spirit. The law of the spirit of life in Christ Jesus has set me free from the law of sin and death. So I don't need another. I don't need a day baby for food. He said, go and bring a day baby. Go and look for a virgin menstruation. Bring virgin menstruation. You're going to use to do voodoo for you. And they become callous. They must succeed. They can sell their partner. They are ready to sell their husband. They are ready to sell their wives. Why? Because they must get it. Carnal mind is enmity. It makes you to do wickedness. It's against the law of God and the law of nation. Law of nation. Okay, the law of nation say, okay, husband and marry, you marry. All of you born together. So everything is one. And then one of the parties say, I want to get everything. Because I sweat for it. Yeah, but that is not you are breaking the law. It doesn't matter who sweat for it. The law says it becomes both. This man, the carnal mind. And it will make you to do anything. You'll be aggressive, you'll be angry. If anybody go near it, it is mine! The carnal mind. It becomes your life. Your life attached to it. And God is gone. God is not going to obey the law. And God said, let go, I'll give you another. Let go for me. Let go. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Let your son go. Ah, my son, my only son. Abraham, yes, sir. Bring me thy son which thou lovest and sacrifice him to me. Yes, Lord. Don't believe that Hollywood film. It's lie. Abraham didn't cry. That Hollywood say Abraham cried on the road. Nah, it is lie. Man, trust God. He didn't cry. The Bible didn't say he cried. It's not in the fact that he cried. He didn't even tell it to the mother. He didn't tell Sarah that he's going to kill his son. Yeah, because he's not in control. His mind trusts God. If God give me this and take it, he'll give me more. Okay? That is the mind of Christ. No fighting, not aggressive, not angry because of things. And the mind is not controlling such person. Man is not controlling such person. He's not controlling it. I pray today, anyone that is controlled by any mind, that mind will lose power from you now.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Thank you, Jesus. So, it is enmity, they fight God. When you discover the evil in the mind of people towards you, don't keep quiet. When you discover the evil in the mind of people, that is big revelation. Money can't buy it. You know, some people are saying, when they discover the mind of people and then they don't do anything and it didn't happen, they say, and I saw it too, but it didn't do anything. So it's not a matter to know. You don't keep quiet when you discover the evil in the mind of the people. When you now overcome the controlling mind of your life, that is fine. So now, then the mind of the people attacking you, God will make you discover their mind. God will reveal their mind to you. And then you shouldn't keep quiet. What do you think Jesus is winning like that? God always shows the mind of the people around him. He said, this one is planning nonsense. This one want to do some evil. This one want to do some. And Jesus will be saying, why are you thinking evil in your mind? Why are you thinking evil in your mind? Why are you thinking evil in your mind? And it was counterfeiting. It was destroying their evil mind, evil image. Evil image. Don't keep quiet. When God make you know the evil mind of people, you might respect them and you can't talk in their presence, but do something. Engage some spiritual thoughts. Get quiet that moment and fight it. Matthew chapter 9, verse 4 and 5. Matthew chapter 9, verses 4 and 5. And Jesus, knowing their thoughts, said, wherefore think ye evil in your heart? You are launching it. A launching process. It has not become image. They are preparing the image. They are drawing it. And he caught them. He caught them. He caught them. Therefore think ye evil in your heart. Verse 5. For whether it is easy to say thy sin be forgiven. Verse 3. And behold, certain of the scribes said within himself, certain of scribes was speaking. He didn't open his mouth. He was speaking. He was building image. You can speak inside without opening your mouth. And just say, why do you think evil? Why do you think evil? Why do you think evil? When you enter the mind of people, you break the power in their minds. And you know what break power in the mind? Words. If you are counting now silently, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you speak loud, you have discontinued your counting. You can try it in the house. Just be counting inside you and speak. You have discontinued. So the image you are building is broken. So when they were thinking, Jesus spoke and he caught the image so that I cannot complete.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
See, in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
I caught that right now.
I call down right now
Every evil image.
every evil image
In any mind of anyone.
in any mind of anyone
Towards me now.
towards me now.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Hallelujah. You should get quiet when you see, when God gives you the knowledge to know. Lastly, you win the battle of the mind as you dislodge every vain thoughts. You dislodge them. Thoughts lodges to become image. Thoughts lodge. And that the places where thoughts lodge, you dislodge it. So I say in the name of Jesus Christ. Lift your hand. Say in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
I dislodge today.
I dislodge today
Every vain thoughts
every vain thought
against me,
against me,
towards me,
and
my children.
and my children.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
It is that power that forces uses. And you have to dislodge them. You have to go to their home. He said, a strong man, as long as he's strong, his home is kept. But when the stronger won't enter, he spoil it, dislodge it. Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 14. Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 14. Bible says, O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodged within thee? So thought lodged in people, and that becomes image. They begin to, preparing it, molding it, the thoughts, it lodges, and as they are molding it, it becomes to an image, and when it becomes image, it becomes strong. Is it thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? Is it for a voice declared from Dan and published affliction from Mount Ephraim a voice, and then publish affliction. The voice was publishing it. Why? Because it was a thought, and then as it was conceiving it, then it become image, and as it become image, he published it. So, and before it be published, you dislodge it. Dislodge it. Hallelujah.
Amen.
And when you dislodge it, you break that voice. For the voice declare it. Why? Because the image has been composed. So the voice is speaking the image. It doesn't do black. It is in their image. Yes, me, you see, I got the money and I got that. I can buy that and I want to buy that. They are speaking from image. And when wicked people are boasting, they are speaking from image. You don't know us, we are strong, we have power. I will deal with you. You will know that I am strong. I will deal with you. When somebody is threatening me like that, I will deal with you. The image is lodged. You have to dislodge it. You just look at the person and say, I dislodge that image now. And you'll be blindfolded. Dislodge that image. Put your together for Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Do you get something today? Let's put our feet together. You're going to tell the Lord, you're going to pray. You're going to say, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, I fight every failure in my mind.
I fight every failure in my mind.
Spiritual failure. Financial failure. Say. Financial failure. Family failure. Every failure. In my mind. I fight you now. And I won over you.
Father, I fight every failure by the power of the Almighty. By the hold of the I fight every failure in my children. I fight you now. Every failure. I fight you. I crush you by the power of the Almighty. Every failure of finance, every failure in my career, any failure in my career, I fight you now. I win every failure. I win every failure. Jesus, I win every failure. Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Thank you, Jesus. You are going to thank the Lord. Because we said that you cannot fail until there is failure in your mind. Yes, Lord. You are going to say, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Every failure that lodges in my mind.
Every failure that lodges in my mind.
I dislodge you now.
I dislodge you now.
Because I have the mind of Christ.
Because I have the mind of Christ.
Get out of me.
Get out of me now. Father, in the name of Jesus Christ. Every failure that lodges in my mind, I dislodge you now. Because I have the mind of Christ. In the name of Jesus Christ. Every failure that lodges in my mind, I dislodge you now. I dislodge you now. Because I have the mind of Christ. Every failure that lodges in my mind, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I dislodge you by the power of God. I dislodge you by the power of Jesus. Because I have the mind of Christ.
We're going to pray, say, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Every destructive flashing images.
Every destructive flashing images
in my mind.
In my mind.
Be removed now.
Be removed now.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ. Father, in the name of Lord Jesus Christ. Every destructive flashing image in my mind now. Be removed now by the power of God. I destroy you by the power of God. I remove you by the power of God. Every flashing image in my mind. I destroy you now. Be done now. By the power of God. Be done now. Every flashing image against my life. Against the Lord, be done now. By the power of the Lord.
In Jesus' mighty name, we are praying.
Jesus.
Hallelujah. We're going to say, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Every setback image in my mind.
Every setback image in my mind.
Of my personality.
Of my personality.
I rob you off now.
I rob you off now.
No more evil image of my personality.
No more evil image of my personality. Father, in the name of Jesus Christ. Every image in my mind now. I rob you off now. Every wrong against my personality, against my personality. I rub you off now. I rub you off now. I rub you off now. By the power of Jesus Christ. No more image. No more image. In the name of Jesus Christ.
We are praying.
Amen.
We're going to say that in the name of Jesus Christ.
Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Every incubation
in
the mind of my enemy, I destroy those pictures in their incubators.
I destroy those pictures in their incubators.
Put up the prayer right now.
Every incubator's image, every incubator image in the mind of my enemy, I destroy them now. I destroy them now. I destroy them now. Every incubator image in my enemy mind now, I destroy them now. I destroy those incubator images in my enemy mind now. I destroy them now. Every incubator image in my enemy's mind now, I destroy them. I destroy every incubator image in my enemy's mind now. I destroy Jesus. I crush it now. We are praying in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
We're going to pray. Say Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Everyone that have deceitful plan in their mind,
everyone that have the simple plan in their mind
towards me, now I destroy those minds. There shall be no way for those deceits to manifest in my life.
Father, everyone that have the simple mind in their mind towards me, towards my children, I destroy those deceitful mind now. It shall not manifest towards me. It shall never manifest towards my children. Everyone that have the simple mind towards me, everyone that have the simple mind towards my children, I destroy them now. I destroy them now. They will never manifest towards me. They will never manifest towards my children. Jesus' name. Jesus Christ.
We have prayed. Is it that imagination?
Yes, man.
We are going to say, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
I cast down every imagination now.
I cast down every imagination now.
The one from within me.
The one from within me.
The one from outside.
The one from outside.
I bring you down now.
I bring you down. Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, I cast down every imagination now. Every imagination within me. From the one from outside. I cast them out. Every imagination picture towards the imagination towards the I cast every imagination picture down now. I cast down every imagination towards the I cast them down outside. Cast them down.
We are going to pray. Say, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Any mind
that
is controlling me, I destroy the controlling power.
I destroy the controlling power now
of every natural mind.
Of every natural mind in my life. Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, every mind that is controlling me, I destroy every natural mind that is controlling me now. I destroy it by the power of God. I destroy it by the power of God. I destroy it by the power of God. Every natural mind that is controlling me now. Every natural mind that is controlling me now. Every mind of anyone that is controlling me now. I destroy it by the power of God. Every natural mind that is controlling me now. I destroy it by the power of God. I destroy that. I destroy every natural mind that is controlling me. Every mind of anyone that is controlling me. I destroy it now. Destroy that mind now. Every mind that is controlling me. Control every mind. I destroy the mind that is controlling me.
Amen.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you,
We're
Lord.
going to pray. Say, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Every carnal mind
that
is fighting God.
That is fighting God
in my life. I declare the winner.
I declare the winner.
God is the winner.
God is the winner.
So carnal mind.
So carnal mind.
Come down now.
Come down now.
We're going to pray right now.
Father, in the name of our Jesus Christ, every carnal mind that is fighting God inside me, within me, God is the winner now. So with this understanding, I cast down every carnal mind now. I cast every carnal mind down. In the name of Jesus Christ, every carnal mind that is fighting God in me, I cast it down now. God is the winner. God is the winner. God is the winner. So I cast down every carnal mind now. I cast it down. I cast down now. I cast it down. I destroy every carnal mind that is fighting God. In Jesus' name, I declare God is the winner.
Amen.
Last day we are going to dislodge. We're going to decree. Say, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Father, in the name of Jesus Christ,
I dislodge every evil thought.
I destroy every